Good morning, you are watching the Quiksilver Pro France. We're in round one, heat number 5, and this one features a former world champ, a defending event champion in Gabriel Medina, taking on Hawaii's Dusty Payne, and Australian rookie on tour, Ryan Callinan, all looking for a spot.
Obviously, conditions really mixed up here this morning.
As we see this one setting up for rookie Australian Ryan Callinan. Nice timing on that first off the top. Ends up sliding out on the second effort, and good for his first number of the heat so far.
Positioned himself right next to Leo just to try and work out the lineup. Here we go.
Now setting this one up, the back end of Ryan Callinan meets the lip beautifully down the line. Little late hit on the end section.
How beautiful was that first turn from Ryan? And this was while we had that little bit of a break. Gabriel Medina, as usual, off to a quick start. You can see the intention of Gabriel Medina. This is kind of his pet part of the year, Joe. This is when Medina really starts to fire up. We saw him get himself back in that world title race last year. Came into the European leg number 7. This is the turn I like right there. Just beautiful vertical surfing. Ryan surfs really that back part of his surfboard. You very rarely see him move his feet up and down. That's kind of more like the old school.
Now continuing live, this is Dusty Payne on his opening ride of the matchup. Little layback hack to start. Another great connection off the lip for a solid 2-turn combination. He's got that kind of a sea bass role of being a wild card, and it's really freeing him up here.
You know what? I've missed Dusty on tour. This guy definitely deserves to be up there with the best, and this is why, Joe. See, he moves that back foot back and then just puts everything into it. There's not many guys on tour really that surf on the edge like Dusty Payne, and that's why we want him on tour. This kid has got an amazing talent, just that consistency that has been eluding him, but as you said, is some of his best career results really this year as a wild card. And this is what the judges have got to contend with. Maneuvers like this, how do they score it? Where do they put it into the scale of things? There's not a lot on offer out here this morning, so to me that is going to be a solid score there for Dusty Payne.
First turn to start, a layback hack where he blew the tail out. Scrapping into this one, Gabriel Medina. Big stretched out float, but he can't hang on. So Medina starting with the 383 that we saw in the running left. Now an incomplete backside float.
He hasn't won a contest yet. It's just been that consistency that's kept him there.
Really impressive. Let's go back to the 4.27 here.
Yeah, just that turn right there. To me, the best turn of the heat so far. As you said before, Ryan Callinan, he's got his feet on that back half of the board, and they don't really move. And then there's been some bad results from everyone. So you got to just keep your head in the game.
Finding a little bit of space, the defending champ here in France, 2-time champion of this event. Blowtail to start on the left. Highline wrap has to sort of search for the pocket. This wave is going to go gutless.
And then finally found him over here in the corner, so definitely finding a quiet place to watch this heat from so that he can just focus on what's happening out in the water right now. So definitely really hard to find him, but when you do, it's on, and he's got himself a little space. He's obviously watching each and every one of these waves.
Gabriel Medina always said he's so happy to have his stepdad looking on, as we'll see the last of Ryan Callinan here.
Yeah, Ryan just trying to improve on a 2.33. Nice, smooth surfing right there from Ryan. Trying to mix it up, and we've you heard Miguel Pupo talk about how tricky it is to really nail the lip here. Let's get caught between trying to hit that lip and do those big carving maneuvers. Medina, live action.
Medina now already off his bottom turn. First snap, solid, lot of foam on the face here. So he's looking for something solid to finish up on. He'll clean that one up nicely with a classic finishing move. 2 solid snaps in the pocket for Medina. How do you react as a competitor?
Well, he's just trying to find that groove, isn't he? You can see the sense of urgency. Medina trying to surf himself into rhythm. And this is what he does. He catches a ton of waves, tries to get that board in the right place, get his feet up, in the right place, just trying to get that mojo happening. And this is what, these early morning heats, these first round heats, just for everyone out there, it's not about how many waves you catch. It's not a matter of how long you're on the wave for or how many maneuvers you do. It's the quality of those turns.
Ryan Callinan sets up his first clean vertical snap. Perfect control on the down carve. Setting up the lip to hit once again, framing up this ride beautifully. The rookie jams it vertically, and it's the right that keeps on giving. He's into this fading little bending reform. And he wants to take this one to the sand. Ends up just sliding through the finishing move, but he had a lot of amazing turns before then. Callinan took the lead with his last of a 4.93. And the next wave is Dusty Payne into his finishing move. Keeps it controlled, and it looks like he might be asking for a backup board, might be feeling a buckle under his feet.
He didn't want to wet his shoes there, I know that.
All part of the game plan. Downstairs, we've got Medina now. Throwing a huge vertical. Another big carve. Right on the money in the pocket. Running after these running lefts to start off the heat. Now finding a bigger right to square up vertically. And the former world champ tags it shut on the inside corner. So a fair answer back to Callinan and Dusty Payne with 11:40 to go.
Yeah, we still owed a score from Ryan's last wave.
Callinan had the right-hand option, multiple turns. He gets a 7.17 on this wave.
Yeah, well, it's just that critical surfing, isn't it? Nice, smooth. Watch the bottom turn to the top turn combo there. Just that, really that extending the body, you know, getting that speed, throwing the spray out the back, showing some variety. That's what the judges want to see. You can see his feet very rarely move. He's got that back foot on the pad there. That's that sweet spot. And it's the length of ride here as well, which really doesn't come into play, Joe. The bulk of all that score was going to come from those first couple of turns.
Before he asked for the board change, he was hoping for at least a 6.28. Let's see Medina's here.
Yeah, well, they're going to compare this to Ryan's, you know, different approach right there, a little bit more across the lip. That was better right there from Medina. Beautiful sort of snap underneath the lip. So showing some variety, showing that real strength in his backhand surfing. And then it goes fat. So this is where, you know, to me, you're probably better off just kicking out. Saving that energy. Really, you've got to do something special on the inside if you want to add any points. And as I said before, length of ride does not come into play. It's not how many maneuvers you do, it's the quality of the ones that you do. And this is Dusty Payne's 4.57. See how that wave goes fat? It's not what you want out here. You want those vertical face waves, that critical surfing, and Dusty not quite tagging that. So the strength of that 4.57 coming from that first turn.
When he's in a jersey or when he's throwing down his amazing free surfing video parts. Watching Medina now. Setting it up vertically. He'll end up jamming the fins free.
There's a lot of water movement out there. There's a lot more than you really can see as you watch it. I mean, the size of the waves, you watch these guys falling out of the sky. We saw the first couple of heats, a lot of guys incompleting moves because there's so much velocity as they hit the water. So the waves are kind of deceiving as we watch them from the beach, but surfers saying there's a lot of power still in the lineup. These boards, glass with like a 4-ounce bottom, so there's definitely, you know, light for performance.
It's very deceiving, that's for sure. Medina. Well, we're talking to Strider. This is what Medina did, looking to improve on a 5.20. Two vertical snaps from Gabriel Medina with a beautiful rotation on that last one.
As we look at his scoreline once again, you're remembering all the close matchups that haven't gone his way this year on tour. Meanwhile, Medina, Gabriel, blowtail off the top.
Wow. In his first wave and feels a little off. You'll see him catch a lot of waves. And this right here, Gabriel Medina grabs the rail upside down, pokes that nose in. Does he go all the way around? No, he doesn't. He brings it back around the other way. So a difficult maneuver right there from Medina. And where is that going to fit into the scale of things, Joe?
Really a radical maneuver. A single section to work with for Gabriel Medina. Now seeing more waves on the way. This is Ryan Callinan's chance to try to come from behind here. Solid bottom turn. Tricky section off the lip, but he hangs on. Another backside jam in the pocket. Doesn't have room to move on the inside corner, so Ryan will leave it up to that wave, needing a 6.28. Still waiting on the single maneuver score from Gabriel Medina. And looks like he's found himself another gem. Nice clean start to get down the line. Tags it vertically. We hear the horns sound. So this will be the final wave of the heat. Now another big windup, blowtail finish into a layback. Medina can't recover. We'll wait on the final outcome. Callinan got the two-turn combo in, but really Medina leaving us with a lot of really good energy at the last exchange.
Yeah, you know, started off slow, but then just definitely cranked it up. You know, you could see his confidence building.
Gabriel Medina left us with a radical major maneuver that just did improve on his low score, 6.23. Gabriel blows the whole board out of the water, ends up nose-picking his way under the lip, and he doesn't reverse. So pulled it around with total control. These are the major maneuvers we love to watch here at the Quiksilver Pro France, because he gave us a little bit of everything. Freestyled on some lefts, got his best number going backhand into the 7 range to take the first win for the top-seeded surfers in this matchup.